It's yoga time. Yes, it is. All the group signs. It's pretty packed here. There's a lot of rigs out here on the other side of the road. It's really, and that's an expanse over there, a very large area. I'm going to jump on the bike and ride you guys over there so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's go get on the bike. Hi everyone. Look at this. What the heck are you doing? I didn't even see him until I walked out the door. What a goofball. Oh, that morning sunshine. Oh my goodness. Look at, that's the pile of misfit toys, right? Sleeping on Spidey. You guys have spoiled him so bad. I don't know how I'm gonna keep up with all of the toys and the treats and the food and everything y'all have sent him. It's just incredible. What I wanted to show y'all today, I took a ride on the bike. I did this last year at this same time of year when things really started to get crowded here, and I wanted to do it again. To me, it doesn't seem as crowded as last year. That's just my take on it. Our immediate area right down here is definitely not very crowded. I mean, you can see more rigs here than there has been, but I don't feel like we're anywhere near where we were last year at this same time. And, you know, last year, this area right up here was just packed. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of rigs here, but just my take on it is that my take on it this year isn't as busy as last year. It definitely seems more crowded on the other side of the road. So I got on the bike and I clipped the camera on and I took a ride. Just going to show you guys what it looks like here. Now keep in mind, when we got to this area 2 months ago, something 2.5 months ago maybe, I'm not exactly sure, but in this same like ride area that I'm going to show you in the video, there were probably 75 rigs in this area that I'm going to show you in this ride, and then compare that to what we look like now. Now definitely, like, the RTR started 2 days ago. The big tent is set up and it's gonna fire up I think in about a week, and all the vendors are set up, and I'm gonna try to get video. We went down there yesterday and it was so crowded. I want to get Lefty down there so that he can experience all the sights and the smells and the sounds and everything. I think he'll get a big kick out of it. So let's take a look at what it looks like around the area, and you guys can get a sense of just how many rigs actually show up here. It's incredible. 3-4 days ago, like as the RTR was about to launch, it was just constant traffic on the road, constant. So many rigs pulling in. The abundance of vans, upfitted vans, this year is even more so than last year. There's so many vans, you know, Transit High Roofs, ProMasters, all of those. There's so many of them, and it's a mix of pre-built ones that people bought, and then folks that bought a cargo van and upfitted them themselves. But some really awesome looking rigs, but so many vans. Okay, you ready for this? Bam! All you guys out there that are my age, older, you know, growing up on kickstart bikes. And this bike, it's got the electric start. I still get used to it. And it does have a kickstarter also. It's got both. Now this area that we're in, so keep this, the way this area looks, keep this in mind. You know, we've got dirt down here. So, you know, some rock, but there's some areas of just plain dirt, and that's why we camp down in this area. It's easier on Lefty's feet, and you'll see why when we get up and across on the other side of the road. You'll really see the difference in the terrain. So here we are headed, this is the main road into the area that we're camped in, and comes up onto pavement here. You see how overcast it is this day? This right here was about 2 days before the RTR was going to launch. And there's a lot of rigs here. So we did a ride around this day, and then a few days later I did it again. The video's going to switch here because it really filled up. After I did this ride and shot this video, I wanted to go do it again because it just blew up between this and the next time we rode. So the video is going to switch right here, and you'll notice it was a lot better weather too on this part of the ride. So here we are. We pulled in that same road, and this side, this is the north side of the road, so on the other side from where we are. And it's, you know, people out jogging, doing yoga. It's like a little city that grows up out here just over the course of a few weeks. Now this place, there were a pretty good number of people camped here already, but nothing like this. This is the swell that happens in anticipation January for the RTR and the RV show, the big tent event that takes place in town. And I'm going to try to get down there and shoot some video and walk Lefty around. I know he'd get a kick out of it. You know, all the vendors, and there's food being cooked, and I know he'll get a big kick out of walking around in there. We've been down through the area twice, and it's so busy. Like, we've got to really plan it out and get down there so we can get a good park spot, and then you know, make sure Lefty's all flushed out before I walk him around in those areas. I did walk him through there back before all the vendors had set up, so he's been in that area before. But now it's just incredible with all the commotion and hustle and bustle there. I'm going to get it on camera so y'all can get a look at it. Yeah, now see the red rock here? And this area is just pretty much solid flat red rock, and really jagged on my feet and on Lefty's paws to walk over here. Even on these roadways, just really tough on the feet, and really bumpy on the bike too. You see that yellow tape there? So some of these groups come in here and they tape off giant areas, basically claiming it. Now there's a big group right here. They're all kind of in a circle, and they line up all their rigs and throw their flags up in the air and stake claim to the area. But some of the groups come in. The other day when I rode back there, there was some like yellow tape, and I didn't see it until I was right up on it. It wasn't up in the air. It was laying across the ground, and there's nothing I could do except just to ride right over it because it came up on me so fast. Now we're getting, you know, way back in off of the roadway here. This is not right along the road. We're up in there. So there's kind of like several layers to this. You come off the road and there's the first layer of camps, and then you go back in here farther, and that's where these big giant groups seem to set up, is farther off of the road. But really easy to get to. You can see it's just flat and level, and so these large rigs, these Class A's, the big long trailers, they can get back up in here easily because it is so flat. And you might be thinking like, man, it just keeps going and going. And you're right. It keeps going and going and going. And I'm just arbitrarily picking different pull-offs to go down. See, coming up here now, you'll see that's like a big giant circus tent set up with a big group around it. And they actually have a guy posted out sitting in a chair, like as a guard, that you can't come into that area. So that's a party, I'm going to say, right there. But there to the left, I don't know if you just caught a glimpse of him. Yeah, right there, he's sitting. I don't know if you got to pay him $5 or show him a wristband or what, but so I decided to go the other direction here. You can kind of get a sense that, you know, out here in this area, it's really, it's like kind of like you feel like you're in a little town atmosphere. There's people walking and little campfires set up, and it really can be a really friendly area to be in. Now, saying that, we have seen police responding to this area several times over the last like week and a half for whatever reason. You know, it could be a fight, or it could be somebody stealing something, or it could just be people arguing. Now, I stopped right here. I was trying to capture, because from this vantage point right here, it was just so many rigs. The camera doesn't really pick it up like it is in person. That's why I stopped, because I was just overwhelmed by that the whole horizon in front of me was just rigs all over. Really incredible. I don't really ride too fast around here, you know, especially when I'm close by people's camps. And when I'm on the bike, you know, compared to the last bike I had, this one definitely makes more noise. I have asked a few people if the bike is loud when I drive around in the area, and they said no, it's not. You know, it has a sound to it, but it doesn't come across to people hearing it as loud as it seems like when I'm riding it. It's just I was so used to that last bike, and even my bike before that, my KTM, even though I had modified the exhaust, it still was not loud like this. Now, this is a different kind of sound than a four-stroke was, so it just seems loud when I'm on it, but people are telling me it isn't bad when I ride by them. And now this is heading back out towards the road. And that's about as bumpy as it gets right there when you go across these little wash areas. These strips of bush are where rain runs, and then the bushes grow up around where the rain runs. These washes, they're called, and so that's why you see just these open areas of rock, and then you'll see a strip of dirt and bushes, and that's where the rainwater runs off. And those signs there that you see posted, that's what the groups do. They post signs, you know, telling the other group members, hey, you know, pull up in this pull off right here and you'll find us. I don't like to ride the bike like 45 wide open, you know, going fast on the road, constant like that. So that's why I get off on the side. Plus, it's more fun to ride off on the side in the dirt than it is to just go down the pavement. It's easier on the tires too. I mean, the bike will do 60 plus miles an hour, but you don't want to get up on a road and hold a two-stroke wide open like that for a long period of time. That could be really wear on the engine pretty bad. This area, this road it's about 7 miles outside of Quartzsite. So there are camp areas that are really right in town, you know, within a mile of town or half mile of town. But this road here, this is about 7 miles outside of town, and I think is a good area. You're far enough away from town that kind of undesirable people that are in town don't get out this far, because you got to have good transportation to get back and forth. But obviously things go on out here too, you know, like I said, we had police responding out here, so things happen out here too that aren't great. But the area that I'm in, I feel really secure about the people that are around me. We all know each other. We all know, you know, if I see the guy in the tan van pull out, I know he's going to town, and so I kind of watch his trailer and his bike that are sitting over there, and vice versa. You know, we all know each other, and if somebody's pulling out, then the other people that are still here got their eyes on their gear. So it would be really hard for someone to come into this area and like make off with my motorcycle when I'm in town in the truck, because everybody would see them, because there's only really one way in and out of this area. Now last year, this whole area along here was really full, and when I was saying that I feel like it's not as full this year, really I'm talking about this area along the south side of the south side of the road here. Last year it was just packed, and I've got a video that I did last year riding along that area, and it was really crowded. So for whatever reason, that area along the south side of the road just isn't as packed as it was last year. I just did a little engine rev fast, because one of my friends that's camped down here said she likes the sound of the bike when I get on it, so I did a little bit of throttle action so that she could hear that. So she's a motorcycle fan. And then this is back down in our area, our camp area here. So right in my immediate area, coming up here on the left, right there's a guy. He has a Yamaha dual sport bike, and then up here on the right there's two guys. One of them has a Suzuki dual sport, another has a Honda dual sport, and then a little bit farther up the road there's another guy that has a Yamaha dual sport. So there's a lot of bikes right in my area here, just by coincidence. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's my boy. Okay. That's my boy. What? Oh my goodness. Go. Were you a good boy? Huh? Were you a good boy at the truck? Where's your toy? Huh? Yeah. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see more bike riding videos like this. I can put 3 cameras, one on the handlebar pointing at me, one on my chest pointing out, and one on my helmet. So if you'd like to see more riding videos, you know, up in the trails and things like that, leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure that I do that for y'all. you just in toy heaven? Huh? Thank you all for being here watching the video. Everybody take care, be safe, and we'll see y'all again really soon. Lefty is taking his morning nap inside. It's a little chilly out this morning. I'm doing video work, and so he wanted to come inside and take a nap. He sits in the floor and stares at the couch, so I let him get up. He just looks at me like, can I do it? He's got a plenty comfortable bed down there. I don't know why he's got to have the couch, but he loves it up here. It's just big enough for him too. Just big enough. We'll see you soon.